Hey guys, so I've literally resisted myself from doing a vlog last week. I was going to do a vlog on Manchester United. They won their first game against Leicester. Paul Pogba was the captain. Jose Mourinho got his tactics right. We won 2-1. It was a good performance. All the other big teams won as well, and it was a pretty normal start to the Premier League. Kevin De Bruyne was injured for City, so it was a boost for all the other big teams wanting to gain early momentum in the title race. Arsenal dropped points against Manchester City, so that was not a good start for Unai Emery. So I waited until the second week to get a better idea of what's going to happen this season. And the second week is over, and for starters, Manchester City don't look like they have a problem. David Silva has filled the spot of Kevin De Bruyne. Arsenal look like they have a big problem in the succession from Arsene Wenger. It looks like a similar problem to which Manchester United had after Sir Alex Ferguson, but under Arsene Wenger, Arsenal were already on the downside, and actually they do have a real good players to get themselves into the top four at the end of the season. This is just the start, but yeah, it's not looking good signs early on for Arsenal. But the main topic I want to focus on is Manchester United, and Manchester United in their second game against Brighton and Hove Albion at their home ground were terrible, terrible. Not in the terms that we lost 3-2. Any team can lose a game in the Premier League, that we all know that. But the performance, the levels of performances from all the players of Manchester United were absolutely terrible. We never looked like we had a chance of getting back in the game. We never looked like we were even slightest troubling Brighton Albion, and that was the bigger problem for me. Not the scoreline, but the manner of the defeat. And many people since then have talked about it, and even people, my general fans, have talked about the manner of the defeat and what it seems for Manchester United. I've earlier done a vlog on Jose Mourinho and his third season syndrome as well, and yeah, if you want to judge a team, if you want to judge Manchester United's third season based on only two games, it looks like that's what's going to happen. Given even after the win again in the first game, Paul Pogba was talking about how he could get fined and the problems he's having. After the second game, after Paul Scholes' criticism, Paul Pogba's agent Mino Raiola has said that he should tell Manchester United to let Paul Pogba leave and all that sort of stuff. So that's not going away. And other Jose Mourinho problems with players like Anthony Martial are turning up again and again. Jose Mourinho himself, he's on a mending spree with the likes of Ed Woodward, Paul Pogba, Martial by not complaining much, saying positive things about them, making Paul Pogba captain, all that sort of stuff. And he looks like he wants to correct that third season syndrome for himself more than anything else. But it's not looking great for Manchester United going into the third game of season, which is against a big team like Tottenham Hotspur, who themselves have won two on the bounce, even though they have not signed any new players. And yeah, they are looking like they are slowly but steadily getting into form after a late start to their preseason as well. Even most of their players as well were on international break after the World Cup. So going into the third game, I'm not optimistic for Manchester United. I think they'll park the bus, try their best to get a draw out of it, and maybe to make a few goals like they did last season against Arsenal and Tottenham and all the other teams going on the counter attack. If they get their tactics right, maybe they'll get the 3 points, but it's looking really, really tough right now. And yeah, maybe they'll get the points, but again, the issue of attitude problem is not going away for players of Manchester United, who have been suffering from this ever since Sir Alex Ferguson left. That they maybe turn up in the big games, but in the smaller games, they usually lose points, and that can't win you the Premier League. So I don't know how Jose Mourinho is going to rectify it, but the stuff I've watched in the two games of Manchester United in the going into the new season, it's not looking ominous. And I know that Manchester United had a late preseason, and they are not maybe not prepared enough, and maybe they'll turn up. But I'm still sticking by my stance that this is Jose Mourinho's third season. This is when stuff unravels for him at all of his clubs. That's because of the tactics he employs. That's because of the kind of manager he is. And yeah, I don't know why it's not going to happen at Manchester United. It's looking like it's going to happen the same way. Maybe Jose Mourinho will last the whole season, but I don't think Manchester United are going to be capable enough to lift any trophy this season. Maybe a League Cup, who knows? So yeah, fingers crossed for the rest of the season. So that's the update for Manchester United going into the 2018-19 season. See you around. Stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe to my channel for more such videos, you guys. Ta-da.